most of your farmers are women?
When we think about farming, we think about like manual labor, very difficult job and stuff like that. And there's this whole narrative of, oh, women are too delicate and gentle. But when you go to rural India and you see, you're like, that's not the reality. We're living in some delusional world thinking that women are not doing this hard work. But the people that are working on the farm, majority of them tend to be women. So the women play a very, very integral role that I think is not showcased enough.
And most of your employees are also women?
When we started, we had two ladies, Vanaja and Kala. Vanaja was always a little rough and tumble, and she grew so much that when we opened our Hyderabad office, we sent her to Hyderabad to like set up that entire warehouse. And Kalavati, she was like on the other side. She was like so soft, like husband was like, how will you go to work? All of that stuff. But then we trained her. Then, she kept growing. Today she runs our entire Bangalore warehouse. I went to the warehouse for one of the festivals and we were short-staffed. So I was like, okay, I'll run this machine. You go somewhere else. The lady who was running it, the girl, she was like, ma'am, you can't run it, it's very difficult, I'll run it. I was like, I made this machine, I can run it, But I just thought it was so cool to like see this like young, confident woman, and she was like, I am the machine expert.
And we started doing temple orders. So we used to supply flowers to ISKCON and Gangama temple and stuff. And those are specialized garlands. Suddenly we realized that only men do that. We ended up hiring 2 men. But I never understood why all the women knew how to make malas. But when it comes to this specialized mala, they're like, oh, but the men do it. At one point, we're like, this doesn't work. Everybody take training from both of them. And now everyone else in the team does it. But it was just that mind block. I think as institutions or whatever we're setting up, it's so important to break that stereotype in our own heads first and then really break it in the heads of everyone around us.
And most of your consumers are also conscious women.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's that ecosystem like? It's by the women, run by women, for the women.
I know. Honestly, every time we take group pictures in our office to, we're like, bring some men. Like, we're like,
we need diversity.
Yeah, we're like, us boys to the front. When we started, a lot of people were like, these 2 girls, they're like 20-something, they've just come back from America. Like, what do they really know about this industry, right? And I think like we had to learn a lot. So we have a person in our team called Geeta Shankar. She has taught us so much about this field, and the farmers that we work with have taught us so much. So it's not saying that we came in knowing everything about floriculture. We're still learning so much about it, but we weren't intimidated.